We talked to the only singer ever to have a number one song with Chicago after Peter Cetera left, Bill Champlin. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music. Look Away was the only number one song that Chicago ever had without Peter Cetera. It was sung by Bill Champlin, who we've got on the phone, written by Diane Warren. I'm curious, Bill, why were you the guy to ever sing any of the Diane Warren songs that Chicago recorded?
Well, Chicago always figured since Peter had pretty much laid down the high tenor signature, they just figured, well, all our singles will be in the high tenor area. And we were trying out we went with a different producer. We were kind of off at that point. I think our paths separated between David Foster and us. And we brought in Ron Nevison, who right at the moment was really hot with all the Heart records, These Dreams and all that other stuff. There's really, really good stuff that Ron had done. And Ron, I think, knew my voice from way back in the early San Francisco days when he was a house mixer for the airplane. And he didn't tell anybody that, but I think he already knew about my voice. And he came into a meeting, and he played this song, Look Away. He played it. He said, I think this thing could be a hit. It's one of Diane's songs. And I'm kind of going, yeah, it sounds really good. And somebody said, well, can we get it up into Jason's key in the tenor key? And he just said, no. This guy's going to sing it. So he had me sing like 3 songs, and then on the next album I sang maybe 1 or 2 songs. We did a duet on one of Diane's things, and another one, something Chasing the Wind, I think it was called on one of the records. So I like Diane's songs, and she sort of likes my pipes. So there we go. We're pretty cool with it.
1981, your album Runaway, a song that has become one of those West Coast classics. We've talked 3 times in the past, and you've told me that what is West Coast music, but it is a genre. Tell me about that song.
You know who co-wrote that with me?
Yes, Alan Thicke.
Alan Thicke did some of the lyrics. I had that piece of music sitting around for 3 years, and I had a block. I couldn't write it. I was having the hardest time writing lyrics for it, and any lyrics that I wrote, I just looked at them and these fucking threw them away. I mean, it doesn't happen to me that often, but it does happen. I kind of go, whoa, man, I need help on this. And Alan happened to be hanging in the studio, and I knew I had worked with him on some of his stuff, and I knew he was a pretty good lyricist. So I said, hey, Al, man, you feel like jumping in on this thing? So I handed him a cassette with a doo-doo da-da melody on it, and he came back with pretty much the whole thing. I mean, once he got it started and put it where he wanted to put it, I could go in and clean it up and get it to where it was like locking in a little more with me. But Alan really kind of saved that song. It was sitting out there doing nothing, I just couldn't write the lyrics. I mean, sometimes it happens that way. You just get a block and it ain't happening. And Alan actually broke the dam and he made it happen. Sweet guy. I always got along really well with Alan. It's been a lot of years since 81. Tell me, would you change anything in that song? I was in my 30s when I did that song, and I would do it if I heard that song. If somebody offered me that song to record again, I'd be in the studio in 2 minutes. I love that song. Foster's arrangement on it and his help with me on the background vocals. I mean, believe me, it's one of my favorite pieces that I've ever done. We'll have another part of our Bill Champlin series coming up next week. Of course, him being a former lead singer of Chicago, is now with CTA with Danny Serafin, former original drummer of Chicago. Bill's new album is called Bleeding Secrets. It's Bill Champlin and Wonderground. Go to BillChamplin.com. There'll be links in the video. Make sure you comment on our video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos. I'm John Beaudin from Rock History Music.